Welcome to The Rite of Passage with Vanessa Riley, the podcast where storytelling meets passion and every page turns into a new adventure. I'm your host, Vanessa Riley, and together we'll dive deep into untold histories, reflect on current events through a historical lens, share behind-the-scenes writing insights, and explore the ups and downs of the author's journey. From rich historical novels to unforgettable characters to pop culture's intrusion on the written word, hey, we're going to explore it all. So grab your pen, your notebook, and let's begin our journey through the written word. Let's start your rite of passage. Hocking a book when everything hurts. Sometimes there are words and events designed to provoke, to get under your skin, to balance and upset your peace. Over time, I have learned that I can't react to everything. There's just too much noise. But some things are too important to ignore. Right now, libraries are under threat. Institutions we've funded to preserve history, like Arlington National Cemetery, are erasing lesson plans that once provided a comprehensive view of our past. If you're searching for biographies of heroic Americans who happen to be Black, who happen to be women, who happen to be Spanish, they are no longer easily accessible. The only thing they haven't done is dig up the graves. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. Nothing seems too indecent or radical anymore. If you're willing to close libraries or hinder children's ability to learn about the sacrifices made to build this country, there's no travesty or crime you won't justify. Meanwhile, natural disasters rage across the country. Fires burn on both coasts. Tornadoes tear through communities, and people are in pain. Leadership feels absent, leaving many confused and struggling to make sense of it all. And if you're an author, in the midst of this chaos, you're still expected to go out there and promote your book. Writers and artists often struggle with feeling that their work is inconsequential, that it can wait. But if the pandemic taught us anything, it's that time is a gift and there are no guarantees that we'll see the next moment. The work we do now matters. If you follow me on social media, you know I strive to keep my posts positive. I share stories that uplift fellow authors and women's initiatives. I find joy in the simple things, like Megan Sussex gathering us all in a virtual group chat to bake cakes in beautiful pots or arrange flowers on our tables. I've seen people take that extra moment to make meals special, to nourish themselves, to create beauty in the everyday. And let me be clear, this kind of joy is a form of resistance. We should never stop embracing it. But let's get back to booking. Why is it that artists are expected to hold back from promoting their work in times of crisis? If a professional chef were asked to stop baking because of wildfires were raging, we'd find it absurd. If a police officer were told to abandon their duty because of book bans, we'd question their logic. Yet authors are often made to feel guilty for promoting their work when the world is in turmoil. I wish my job were just writing, but it's not. Writing is only one piece. There's also editing and revising. Perhaps the most exhausting part, letting people know that my book exists. I wish I had an assistant to do it all. I wish I lived in the old days when publishers handled marketing. But that world no longer exists. Today, agents and editors look at an author's social media presence as part of the package. That doesn't mean you can't get a contract without it, but having a strong online presence certainly helps, and maintaining that presence requires effort. I gravitate toward the social media spaces that bring me joy. I'm active in many places because I have to be, not necessarily because I want to be. I use Facebook for recipe discussions, Instagram for visuals, and I pop into other platforms when necessary. Ideally, marketing wouldn't be my primary strategy, but here we are. For those struggling with promotion in the midst of chaos, know this: talking about your book is part of your job. Empathy and support for others are important, but so is your book. If you're traditionally published, sales determine future contracts. And sales won't happen if people don't know your book exists. Publishers won't consider external factors when evaluating your performance. It's on you to ensure your book gets noticed. Even when the world is on fire, you have created something meaningful. You've brought characters to life, and they deserve to exist in the imaginations of readers. But that won't happen if you don't speak up. Your book, the product of months or even years of labor, deserves to be shared with the world. I've said it before on this podcast: we write, we win. Your words matter. They might feel small in the grand scheme of things, but they provide escape and joy to readers. Someone out there needs the story you've crafted, but they won't find it if you don't tell them about it. So take a deep breath, lift your head, and shout from the rooftops: I have a book coming out. And speaking of books, I'm Vanessa Riley, and my next novel, A Wager at Midnight, the second book in the Betting Against the Duke series, is on its way. In this book, you'll meet Scarlett, a bold young woman who dreams of studying medicine at a time when it's forbidden for women. She can't even attend a lecture unless she's disguising herself as a man. But Scarlett is determined, and she may just find an unexpected ally in a brilliant, slightly uptight physician from Trinidad who happens to love Jane Austen and cassava bone. See what I did there? I told you about my book, even though the world is in chaos. I poured my heart into writing this story. I've included detailed historical notes for those who want to learn more. I hope A Wager at Midnight encourages readers to think deeper about sickle cell anemia and the importance of medical care, and of course the magic of falling in love, even when the world feels like it's unraveling. Authors and all artists, hear me. Let your art see daylight. Scream from the mountaintops. Walk on water shouting, look what my hands have wrought, with the talent given to me for a time such as this. Never be the servant who buried his talent in the ground because he was afraid of loss, of looking foolish, or incurring some greater wrath. You are here. Now is the time. You've completed a project. Stand tall in your accomplishments and let the world know. Don't bury your talent in the ground. Don't waste a moment waiting for a better time. There is nothing better than now, for you don't know who desperately needs to hear or see what you've done, to help them with their healing journey, to take the next step in their creative walk. Your words could be the fuel to propel them forward. What you do in creating changes the world to tilt a little more toward good. And if you're feeling stuck or unsure how to promote your own book, here's a list of books that can help you step up your marketing game. Book Marketing is Dead. Book Promotion Secrets You Must Know Before You Publish by Derek Murphy. This book challenges traditional book marketing strategies and offers modern, data-driven approaches to help authors effectively reach their audience. Platform, Get Noticed in a Noisy World by Michael Hyatt. A guide to building a strong personal brand and online presence, showing authors how to stand out and attract readers in an oversaturated market. For those wrestling with self-doubt, check out Sister Citizen, Shame, Stereotypes, and Black Women in America by Melissa V. Harris Perry. The book dives into how external forces like stereotypes and societal pressures impact a woman's self-perception. Black Boy by Richard Wright, a powerful memoir that can inspire writers to confront the harsh realities of life, self-doubt, and the struggle for personal truth and purpose. Wright's story will resonate with anyone feeling like their work or life doesn't matter. The Midnight Disease, The Drive to Write, Writer's Block, and the Creative Brain by Alice W. Flaherty. A deep dive into the neuroscience behind creativity, writer's block, and the emotional struggles writers face. And what you've been blessed to do as a writer or artist is to create. So, Wager at Midnight, full of laughs. It's a celebration of community told in a historical setting. Buy my book, she says proudly. As an artist, your book deserves to be seen, and your work deserves to be celebrated, even if the world is burning. Show notes includes a list of the books mentioned in this broadcast. This week, I'm highlighting Book People through bookshop.org. You can find my notes on Substack or my website, vanessariley.com, under the podcast link in the About tab. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you'll come again. This is Vanessa Riley.